Number 1. BTS. Talking about BTS, many people believe that we're no longer talking about an incredibly famous K-pop act, but rather a national treasure and the pride of South Korea as a whole. However, that word-of-mouth title is yet to prove how HYBE can never ever recreate another group like BTS. Because on both musical and cultural fronts, there are many achievements that no other K-pop acts managed to do except for BTS. Just within a few years after reaching their peak reputation in 2016, BTS received 44 day songs, which of course also makes them the group with the most day songs in K-pop. FYI, no groups debuting outside Big 3 besides them have gotten their hands on a day song, so this even made their Day Song Weeper title more significant than usual. In April 2019, BTS was the first Asian artist to top Billboard 200, perform at AMA, and win twice in a row at the Billboard Music Awards. In 2020, they're the first in Asia to have an album debuted at number 1 Billboard 200, to have the most number 1 in iTunes history, and the only one to break the 36-year-long record held by Michael Jackson for topping the Japanese Oricon music chart. Until 2021, they held 23 Guinness World Records and also won the Best K-pop Award for Butter at 2021 VMAs. So, how about BTS's influences on the cultural and national economy fronts? According to The Diplomat, BTS has drastically strengthened the soft power of South Korea just through their music and brought more than $3.6 billion to the economy annually. What ARMYs even took more pride in is that last September 21, BTS also joined President Moon Jae-in at the UN General Assembly, had a speech at the meeting, and even recorded a special version of Permission to Dance right at the Honorable Assembly Hall of UN headquarters. So, do you wonder what sets BTS apart and lifts their current position despite rising from a small company on the verge of bankruptcy? Well, different from many groups that sing mainly about love songs, BTS use their music to voice the problems, pressures, and fears that people have to suffer in the modern world. Plus, since the members literally always self-produce and have total control over their songs, the lyrics are often way more expressive, emotional, and relatable. You notice how they've released many albums talking about depression, peer pressures, all types of crisis, and maintained going on that path for a long time? That's how they connect with people at a very personal level instead of being some extravagant stars dancing under the limelight. And how many acts do you think can connect with not only fans, but also those outside the fandom at such a deep level? Besides BTS, probably none until now. Number 2. Big Bang. Once known as the king of K-pop in Gen 2, Big Bang is the group that YG Entertainment can never recreate even in their wildest dreams. How can I say that? Well, it's because even Young Hyun-suk himself also admitted he seriously doubted the possibility of making another legendary group like Big Bang. According to him, things all came down to the incredibly good synergy among members. Of course, if you talk visual-wise and dancing-wise, many other groups can join the league with Big Bang, but when it came to the possibilities of each member managing to highlight their distinct characteristics and still cooperated well to show off many liberal performances, garnering love and attention from not only domestic fans, Young Hyun-suk believed no one could do it like the group. But the reasons didn't stop at the outstanding group chemistry, but also in how they opened a new realm for K-pop. According to Japanese Yahoo site, Big Bang was the first act to successfully try out the digital genre, produce their own music, and make it a trend in South Korea. Besides revolutionizing the way K-pop functions, Big Bang is also unremarkable for the way they successfully projected Korean music out into the world. If you followed K-pop since the early days, you'll for sure know how crazy people used to be over the Fantastic Baby hit of Big Bang, right? Besides Gangnam Style, Fantastic Baby was the only song by a boy group that could make inroads in American culture be featured on Glee's K-pop episode and played at Parade of Nations. Big Bang was also leading the wave at that time and even managed to beat Britney Spears for the MTV Europe Music Awards Best Worldwide Act in 2011, cracking the Billboard 200 in 2012, and in 2015 holding the largest K-pop arena tour in US history. Of course, there are many other incredible things, but it'll take forever, so you'd better look them up yourself. Number 3. Blackpink. talking about acts of Gen 3 that have forever changed the way this world views K-pop. Of course, by no means we can leave out Blackpink, the most successful and influential YG entertainment has ever created. So, how did Blackpink do it? First, let's talk about their concept and colors of music. Back in 2016, when many people believed that the girl crush concept was outdated and the cute bubblegum concept was the new thing, Blackpink casually turned up and showed the world what really deserved the attention. They debuted with both songs belonging to the badass, sassy end of the spectrum, and soon enough, they became the trendsetters and had every other group follow suit. The versatility in the members' capabilities and personalities, yet still perfectly blends together in teamwork, also makes Blackpink unique. From dancing to singing, each member has their own vibe, but when standing together, they create a perfect synergy rather than outshining others. Personality-wise, you can also see the perfect duality of a badass, empowered girl group on stage, yet a relatable figure through their personal behind the scene. Also, do you notice how Blackpink is the only girl group that has all members being the global ambassador of luxury fashion houses? Has any girl group managed to achieve such a thing before? Apparently no. Blackpink also runs the game in high heels and bagged home tons of prestigious titles. Since day one, they have already made history by being the first K-pop girl group on Canadian Hot 100, had Whistle listed in an article about under-the-radar singles, both debut songs recognized as the 6th and 8th most watched K-pop MV globally, and guess what? They achieved all that when just being a several-month rookie. As time flies, the lists of sounding achievements only keeps expanding, and just 2 years after debut, Blackpink had already won multiple first female artist titles, first K-pop girl group to hit Billboard 100, to be on a Billboard cover, to perform at Coachella, to be recognized by RIAA, and most recently, they've become the most subscribed artist on YouTube, surpassing big names like Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Selena Gomez. Number 4. Girls' Generation. While SM Entertainment created SES and garnered lots of attention, it was not until Girls' Generation was formed that the company truly conquered the industry, with various titles only SNSD managed to bag. First, let's talk about the group concept and their performing style. On Reddit, there's a thread with 91% upvote saying that there can never be the true heir to SNSD. And this has a lot to do with how all 9 members have their own specialty to bring to the table, and some even set the bars for later generations. Like Yuna is the beauty standard of female idols, and Taeyeon stands out vocally and still among the most influential solo artists of this time. The group also sets the bar for how good live singing should sound. SNSD also made history with many awards going under the name First Girl Group 2, but since it's exhaustively long, I'll just name a few salients here. By the way, you should know the internet was a luxury in SNSD era, so the fact that they managed to achieve all of these awards was actually a big deal that may go beyond your imagination. Firstly, they have Into the New World, aka the only song recognized as the global anthem for empowerment and the national anthem for girl groups. The song was heard at the Women's March in New York, the Ewha Women's University protests of 2016, LGBTQ rights protests, as part of South Korea's #MeToo campaigns, and the celebration of abortion law repeal in South Korea. They were the first ever girl group to successfully establish a global presence just by one song. G and with O. They became the first girl group in history to bring home a day song. They were also the first ever girl group to exceed more than 1 million audiences at a concert, won the title Video of the Year in 2013 over star-studded nominees like Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, and Lady Gaga, and you remember the legendary comeback Holiday Night? It was the first full album by a K-girl group to reach number 1 on iTunes worldwide, and won the Disc Bonsang at the Golden Disc Awards in 2018. Apparently, no one can deny the fact that these groups have tremendously changed the way K-pop runs, but at the end of the day, it's still the opinion of many netizens rather than an absolute fact, remaining unchanged regardless of time. Since the future holds unknown and many monster rookies are also on their way, do you think their position can remain untouchable? comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to BeBoss TV for more interesting K-pop content. Thank you for watching!